100 million AI companion devices.
Yes. All
And
right.
they're not XR glasses. Now, do you think these guys leaked this on purpose?
It's possible. Um, uh, the product will be capable of being fully aware of a user's surrounding in life and will be unobtrusive, able to rest in one's pocket or on one's desk, according to a recording of an OpenAI staff meeting reviewed by the journal. The device will be a third core device a person would put on a desk after a MacBook Pro and an iPhone, per the meeting, which occurred the same day, Wednesday, as this video was released.
Okay, so I mean, basically, according to this, it's just a souped up version of what AI can do with more sensitive like ability to process what your surroundings are.
The device will attempt to wean users from screens.
Whoa.
It would be a more seamless interaction with users that doesn't involve putting up a phone or opening up a laptop. The products that we're using to deliver and connect us to unimaginable technology, they're decades old.
Wow, said Ive in a video introducing yesterday's announcement.
Yeah.
In the film, the AI device sits in Joaquin Phoenix's character's shirt pocket and sees and hears what he does. We didn't watch that. I didn't watch that part. Joaquin Phoenix was in the video?
No, no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no.
But,
They're compared because it sounds a lot like
oh, like her.
her.
Okay, okay. The movie her. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is the other big rumor, which is OpenAI and Ive will not be the first company to attempt to create such a device. The Humane AI Pen, which Altman invested in, recently tried to disrupt the entire smartphone paradigm and flopped spectacularly. It was led by former Apple executives, but they weren't Johnny Ive and they weren't they were Johnny Ive, and Humane didn't have OpenAI's level of investment and influence. That said, it was also just riddled with bugs and inaccurate responses. Even though OpenAI's models will have still have major hallucination problems, they are still some of the most capable on the market. In this regard, maybe OpenAI will have a better shot.
Okay, so I mean, this really boils down like brick cuts down to size all the pomp and circumstance of the video. This is kind of like, well, we'll kind of see, like the last thing was riddled with bugs. This really undresses a lot of that grandeur and extravagance that these guys are pretension that these guys are coming across with, and kind of throws some salt, like several grains of salt, into the whole thing.
It could be one of those things where, um, remember the Zune, and Apple wasn't the first to do an MP3 player or even an MP3 player phone. They just did it better.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's that.
Or in a way that caught on. It's not right. That
Yeah.
reached market penetration.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to do this pen, and but if it's a pen, you wouldn't have to take it off, right? And if it is a pen, like how do you talk to it?
I don't know, and I don't
And how
know
is
that
it
I
aware
care.
of the world around you?
Right. I don't know if it right, and if it sits on your desk or in your pocket.
Yeah.
What I
That
mean,
that's the mystery of this. That's why I find it fascinating.
and where's is it strictly audio based?
I mean, increasingly, um, ChatGTP and Claude and all of them are audio based. It's about they want you to be able to have a conversation with them and have it talk back to you.
Yeah, well, and again, I am not completely opposed to AI. I'm still sort of grappling with how it can be ethically, well, how it's going to fit in and how we're going to fit into to the world that it creates if it does indeed reshape the world. I was reading somewhere, I don't remember where, but like or maybe it was a YouTube clip. It's like we invent technologies, like the car, for example, but then the world around us changes to accommodate what the car can do. So then all of a sudden you have like suburbs and things that are spread out more. You see what I mean? And I'm still wondering, well, what is this going to look like for us in terms of how we engage it? But I'm beginning to see things that really do open up extraordinary possibilities. I mean, you and I have talked about this off camera. Just the way it can free you up if you direct it the right way,
Hmm.
the way it can make space for you and take care of some of the grunt or a lot of the grunt work is
Sure.
quite amazing. And what kind of Faustian bargain are we making to get that? I mean, I've heard lots of people say, "Oh no, the threat of it is exaggerated." Blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, I mean, maybe so, but I want to. I don't know that we're in a position to truly know. We don't know. We never know what the unintended consequences are going to be until we get to them. You know?
Right. Right. Like, I don't think people thought, I mean, I guess Neil Postman kind of, had an idea, but this whole dopamine rush, social media, smartphone sort of world. I I think if we had this conversation 20 years ago, we probably would not have anticipated it to get this bad.
Right. And so for people to just kind of shrug off and say, "Oh no, no, no," about this thing that can do like really miraculous stuff, and then say, "Well, it's limited. You know, it can only do so much." It's going to somehow be able to do more than than it had been intended to. This
It
that
already is.
how so?
I mean, I think that um like Claude, the Anthropic model, um, apparently it could do a task for 7 straight hours without human interaction or correction.
What do you mean do a test?
Meaning you can give it parameters, tell it what to do, and do 7 straight hours of human level work, high end human level work for 7 straight hours without being corrected.
Whoa. Okay. And that was not originally, that's beyond what its designers
I mean,
thought it could do. Is that what you're saying?
what's happening is they keep testing and they keep pushing these things and they keep giving it more compute and seeing what it can do.
Okay. Okay.
They're not like saying we want it to do X. It was like, okay,
Right.
what if we give it more of X or Y or Z and what can it do?
And what happens if, and I can already see certain people who either are or they claim to be very well versed in computer science. And to those people, hats off to them. But we've seen many, many, many cases in technological development where the people who are trained in the processes that lead to that advancement don't have the fucking foresight to foresee what's going to happen once this technology hits the ground. What happens if these things break free of the constraints that are put on them? And also, you have to think governments are using these for nefarious, for like warfare purposes
Well,
against other governments. So they're designing
or
their,
they will if they haven't. If they haven't, they will.
and not even, I'm not even just talking about conventional war with weapons blowing things up and bombing and
Yeah,
killing people. I'm talking about information as warfare and the like
yeah,
presenting bots and stuff as people and using false footage and shit like that.
yeah. If they haven't, they will.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I mean, we. I just think of remember that Eminem video Mosh when
no, I've
Eminem
never
did
seen it.
he did a protest video, and like and in that video, um, um, he And I think a lot of people believe that this was happening, that the Osama bin Laden in a cave stuff was filmed, and it was faked, and none of that went down the way it did. And like, um, there's a lot of belief out there that elements of our governments would do that kind of thing, and
or
if we're
are doing
presented
it.
in it or doing it,
Yeah.
and if presented with a technology where they could seamlessly do that kind of stuff, no doubt they would.
Or set it up so that it initiates doing it on its own.
Yeah.
They don't even have to handhold it
Yeah, well,
very
they
much.
wouldn't even have to. It's not. They could wash their hands of it. It's like they'd be the new